The federal and Ontario governments are celebrating media reports that Honda is considering building an electric vehicle factory in Canada. Japanese news organization Nikkei says spending on this new plant could be more than $18 billion. Let's bring in Janice McGregor, who's in Ottawa this morning. Janice, the Trudeau government has been lobbying to land an investment like this one for a long time. What are we learning in these latest reports?
Well, Heather, it's really interesting to consider how we got here. When Japan's economy minister visited Ottawa last fall, he brought with him representatives from Japan's Battery Supply Chain Association. They signed a memorandum of understanding with a bunch of Canadian companies about sharing technology, sharing business intelligence. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also met with industry representatives personally when he was in Japan for the G7 last year. And all of this now looks like laying track to get us precisely to a big major investment deal like this. Honda already has an EV plant in the works in North America in Ohio, but it is said by this report to want a second one. It says it's looking at several potential sites, including expanding near its existing facility in Alliston, Ontario. And for this second plant, the report from Nikkei says it wants to apparently engineer its own batteries, not be partnering with another company's technology as it has been doing to this point. And that is very significant for Canada because it has ambitions on focusing its domestic mining industry on becoming a supplier of critical minerals like lithium, for example. The global race to land a deal like this is intense, very high stakes. It comes with geopolitical ramifications. Canada wants to position itself in the middle of this as Japanese and American automakers try to compete with China, which already has a substantial lead when we are talking about electric vehicle batteries. Honda would not confirm this Nikkei report to CBC News yesterday. It just said it's looking at its various options, nothing further to share at this time. But statements from key government officials weren't denying that this kind of a deal was in the works either. Innovation Minister François-Philippe Champagne said a report like this speaks to the quality of the Canadian workforce, the strength of its industry, and his Ontario counterpart, Vic Fedeli, said that while he doesn't discuss economic prospects publicly, they are continuing to seek out opportunities to both create jobs, but also make sure that Ontario remains a competitive jurisdiction in auto manufacturing.
Janice, when we've spoken of other similar deals, we know those have come with a hefty and controversial price tag. What will Canadian governments have to kick in for this one?
Yeah, indeed. And this is where taxpayers really have to lean in here in budget season, right? Honda has already received some government funding to convert its existing facility, start making hybrid models of the CRV in Alliston. But the investment described in this Nikkei report could be rivaling what we've seen companies like Volkswagen and Stellantis put into southwestern Ontario. And it's unclear whether Canadian governments can keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper into their pockets to keep offering the kind of billions those original companies got amid intense political pressure, as you say, questioning whether you do get regional economic spin-offs to make it all worth it for taxpayers. The last federal budget, I should point out, it laid out potentially billions in green investment tax credits. Those, however, haven't all been implemented yet. So do they need to be implemented in order to finalize this deal? We'll see.